So in today's video, we are talking skincare. I haven't done a full-blown skincare video in a long time. I literally couldn't even tell you how long it's been now that I'm thinking about it. Years, definitely years. I've absolutely talked about skincare favorites in videos and left some tips and tricks and fun facts with you in videos recently. But as far as like the order I do things in, my AM, PM routine situation, it's been a very long time. So we're going to do that today. Before we get started, I just want to say two things. Number one, the majority of the products you will see today fall in two categories, and that is medical grade and K-beauty skincare. That's just what works for me. It's what I am drawn to. I just am only going to be able to tell you guys what works for me. I know some people get really bent out of shape about skincare routines. It's so funny. Some things I say might conflict with what your fave thinks. I don't really care. It's my skin routine. It's working for me. So mostly K-beauty, mostly medical grade. And then the second point I want to make really quickly is that almost everything, not everything, but almost everything in this video was gifted to me. I'm in a very blessed season of life where companies are throwing skincare at me and I love it. But you just have to understand that while all of this was gifted to me, I have so much skincare right now. I don't know why I had to say it like that. That you really have to believe me when I say this is the cream of the crop. This is the stuff that I am gravitating towards the most. This is the stuff I will repurchase. Even though it was gifted, round two is going to be on me. So all of this stuff, love it so much, but almost all of it was gifted. Before we get started, make sure you check the down bar for links on my social media platforms. Come hang out on Patreon for bonus content and the book club. This month we read Big Magic. Our book club meeting is on Sunday, like this Sunday, which is like the 28th, I think. And then for the month of April, we're actually going to read a fiction book, which we haven't done that since like October, and I'm really excited about that. All that being said, let's just get started. So first things first, I am a full-blown converted double cleanser. For a very long time, I'm talking the entirety of the double cleanse movement that we've seen in the past few years. I only did that when I was removing makeup. And even when I wasn't removing makeup, I do not think I was cleaning my skin thoroughly enough. I have talked about this a lot lately, but I'm going to keep talking about it because I don't think people realize how crucial that is to your skincare routine. It sounds so obvious, but as someone who's kind of a skincare junkie and has made dedicated skincare content on my channel since at least 2014, you have to believe me when I say how important it is and how easily overlooked that step can be. I have three cleansers I am rotating between right now. The first is the the oil cleanse step in my double cleanse routine, and that is the Serums Fresh Moment Cleansing Oil. This is a little bit newer to me. I've had this for about 2 weeks. And in terms of double cleansers, this is one of my first experiences with an oil cleanser. Typically, I use balms, and I have enjoyed those, but this may have moved me over to really vibing more with a cleansing oil situation. I like this one in particular. First of all, this brand Serums, I'm actually very interested in, full stop. There's a second Serums product coming up in this video, so stay tuned. But this one I like because there's no added fragrance. It rinses really clean. It gets all the makeup off, like, so stinking well, and there's no filmy residue. It's just a solid product. I've really been enjoying it. All of the K-beauty stuff I mentioned today, I did get off YesStyle, and I will link everything I mentioned today. I will link down below anyway. Some of it is affiliate codes. If you use it, I appreciate it, but no pressure. This is just, like I said, full stop, a bomb oil cleanser. If you're in the market, you want to try something new. Like I said, this brand in general, kind of doing it for me right now. Then for my actual cleansing, I have two types of cleansers that I like to use. The first is something a little bit more gentle, and this is the one I like to use in the morning. A lot of people do not believe we even need to cleanse our skin in the morning, and I've tried to dabble with that before to questionable results. It didn't really work for me. I've tried using micellar water. I've tried not cleansing at all, but it doesn't really work for me. I don't enjoy it. I really need that face wash in the morning to get me going. And B, my skin just didn't respond well to it. So this is the current chill cleanser I'm using. It's the Purito Defense Barrier pH cleanser. There's another Purito item in this video as well. This is another K-beauty brand I'm really enjoying lately. I actually have another low pH or pH balancing cleanser from CosRx that I've been using that one for about 2 months now, and it's okay. It just has this really strong, like almost like chlorine smell to it that I hated. This one doesn't. Like, it just smells a little bit citrusy. Again, this is just a good, basic, gentle, start your day cleanser. There is a tiny bit of salicylic acid in it, but not so much that it's like stripping or irritating or doing anything major to the skin. It's just really, really solid, nice, affordable cleanser. And then the next one is from Truth Treatments. This is the Peppermint Salicylic Cleanser. I mentioned this in a couple of videos already, but this is the first full-size version, which I bought myself. This is one of the things I did buy. I love this cleanser. I love Truth Treatments everything. If you guys haven't figured that out about me yet, like, I'm here to tell you, it's a solid brand. It is not a cheap brand, but if, like I say every single time I talk about them, really, really focus on ingredients, healing the skin. It's just, seriously, it will change your life, this brand. But this cleanser, not much to say about it. It's just kind of my more like take off the day, get this nighttime skin routine started cleanser. And it has this peppermint, it's called the Peppermint Salicylic Acid or Salicylic Cleanser for a reason. It has peppermint in it, and I don't know why, okay? This could be completely Pavlovian. I don't really care. But I love the way my skin feels after I use this. It just feels like so like crispy clean, kind of like how toothpaste makes your mouth feel, just makes your face feel the same way. And I don't know the exact like quantity of salicylic acid in this particular cleanser, but there's definitely enough that I can tell it's helping a little bit with like managing my breakouts. But again, like the Purito, not so much that my skin feels tight and stripped. It's hydrating, it's tingly, it's just so good. I love it. And then every night I cleanse my skin with my Zoe Quick Sonic. This is kind of like the Foreo, but I think I like this one a little bit more, mostly because I like the shape of it, and I like that I don't have to hook it up to my phone. I actually have the Foreo, and I can't get it to change settings unless I hook it up to my phone, and that kind of annoys me. This one is just a normal cleansing device. You turn it on, and you use it to cleanse the skin. You can also put it on the pulsing mode and flip it over and use this side to kind of press your serums into your face. Full transparency, I never do that, but in terms of cleansing, it's just one of those things that you don't need it. It's not like you suck at skincare if you don't have it, but having it has made a difference that I can tell. And when I don't have this, I travel, I forget about it, and miss it very much. Next, we're gonna move on to toners and essences. I only got into essences, quite frankly, a few months ago, and I'm addicted now. Toners I've always had in my rotation, and typically it is some kind of exfoliating toner. I do like hydrating toners, but because I'm so essence focused, I don't think I need them. It's really just a matter of me getting some kind of exfoliating action into my skincare routine. The very first exposure I had to an exfoliating toner or exfoliating liquid chemical exfoliant was the Paula's Choice BHA. I have a whole video talking about that line. I still stand by it. People ask me all the time, do I still like Paula's Choice? Yes, I would still recommend it. If you want to kind of transition out of kind of filler heavy, fragrance heavy, packaging heavy, marketing heavy skincare and start really moving into something that's science-based and really ingredient focused, Paula's Choice is a great way to start, and Sephora recently started carrying them. And I still would recommend Paula's Choice over pretty much any line Sephora has. But anyway, so I've always had the exfoliating toner action, and the current one that I'm using is Glow Biotics. This is the Probiotic Brightening and Refining Layering Solution. This is good for PM or AM use, but I typically use this one once a day. It'll be during the time of day that I'm not using Retin-A. I have to use Retin-A, we'll talk about in a few minutes, but this is just something that I really can tell a huge difference when I take an exfoliating toner out of my routine, because Retin-A is kind of exfoliating the skin to an extent. It is definitely turning over my cells a lot quicker. It is helping with that brightness and all that kind of things that I want my Retin-A to do. But I feel like without the exfoliating toner in my kit, my collection, my stash, whatever, the differences in my skin take longer to see. They're not as consistent, and breakouts are a lot more frequent. Now, I have been in a rough skin season for about a month because there is a product I have been using that has been tearing my skin apart in terms of breakouts, but it's in this favorites video. It's very confusing. We'll talk about it momentarily, but I do notice when I have a exfoliating toner, and like I said, right now it is this one from Glow Biotics, which I really love. First of all, there is so much skincare in my bathroom right now, And the cool thing about this one is I can put it all the way in the back of my cabinet, and because it has this little boom, boom, like push down action, oh my gosh, I just shot that in my eye. I can just kind of reach over with my cotton pad, boom, 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 and put it on. I don't know, it's really a small thing, but I do enjoy this bottle and this package. This product in general works really well. It's effective, but it is still strong enough to see those differences in my skin that I really need to see to justify owning or purchasing an exfoliating toner to begin with. And Glowbiotics is a probiotic-based skincare line. So good for the skin. Your skin has a microbiome just like your stomach does, and it's really interesting once you kind of stop to learn about how that works. And all of Glowbiotics products are in service of healing, maintaining that microbiome on the skin. So in terms of essences, I have been using about 4 in the past 3 or 4 weeks now. 2 of them are older, 2 of them are newer, but this is the 2 that I'm currently loving the most. The first you guys have already heard me talk about. This is the Neogen Real Ferment Micro Essence. It's just an essence, like they all usually have some kind of fermentation vibe to it. But I've recently added the Time Revolution First Treatment Essence. First of all, no pun intended. This brand, in terms of their packaging, is just so beautiful to me. Like, give me a glass bottle. Give it to me. Like, this is so beautiful. It looks like it should be like Sephora, super high caliber, like SK2 type of branding. It is so well done. But this is the first thing I actually use after I cleanse, because the way that these essences, the first treatment essence, like right there on the bottle, are intended to be used is as the first step in your skincare, because the idea is it's really going to help everything else you use really penetrate the dermis even better. And you're still getting that fermentation, you're still getting the benefits of the fermentation, and you're still getting added moisture. So it usually goes cleanse in the morning with my Purito, and then I will immediately use my first Time Revolution First Essence. Then I'll go in with my exfoliating toner. And at night, it would be cleanse with the Truth Treatments, First Treatment Essence, and the Neogen, because this is another essence, but I layer them together. Sometimes I just do nothing but essences, and I love it, so don't judge me. But anyway, next is serums. I have a lot of serums right now, and I'm not going to talk about these very long because I have talked about these in so many videos, and there's really no point in getting into it a whole lot. I will link more videos down below where I do speak more in depth about them. But this is the Osmosis Rescue and the Osmosis Stem Factor. I get all of my medical grade skincare and have got all my medical grade skincare for years from Brianna Stonko's company, and that's where you can find these. Again, I don't want to make this part of the video too long, so I've spoken about them so many times, but your Stem Factor is your growth serum. Once you get to a certain age, I seriously think a growth serum or a growth factor serum is kind of a non-negotiable. This one is reasonably priced for what it is. Most Stem Factor serums, like the Skin Medica one, is like $300. This is around $120, which I know some people still think is crazy, but as I always say, Sunday Riley, SK2, La Mer, Drunk Elephant, there are so many brands at Sephora that are already charging around this price, but this is like just that good, you know what I'm saying? So highly recommend. And then Rescue, it's basically medicine for the skin. It really does help with any kind of inflammation, so rosacea, breakouts, and the new formula of Rescue, which is what this is, has blue light protection, and I'm really into that, and I'm always in front of screen, so these 2 serums go in day and night. I did have questions about that before. Do I use them only in day or only at night? I use them day and night, so that's the only constant in my skincare routine, no matter what time of day it is. But the other serums I have been using is my hyaluronic acid serum. This is from Truth Treatment. It's my second bottle. I did pay for this. I feel the need to consistently clarify that because this video makes me feel like a freeloader, but some people do not do well with hyaluronic acid. I do. It works great for me. If you live in a drier climate, or if you've noticed irritation and redness increasing after introducing a hyaluronic acid into your serum, it very well could be that. Not a problem for me. I don't like to pay a crap ton of money for a hyaluronic serum. This one works great for me, and I love Truth Treatments. Another serum you guys have heard me talk about a million times that I'm not going to get into because I have a myriad videos already speaking about it. This is the Truth Treatments Transdermal C Serum. you need a vitamin C. There's tons of vitamin C's on the market. This, in my opinion, is the best. Mostly because any other vitamin C I've ever used in my life broke me out for some weird reason. I don't know if it was the type of vitamin C or it was the filler ingredients they used. I could never use it. Only one I've ever been able to use. And if you are suffering with hyperpigmentation from breakouts, like post-breakout redness, like your girl, you'll never see anything lighten it as quickly in your life as you will with this particular vitamin C. So this is a newer serum to me, and I'm really liking it so far. I wanted to get my feet with Propolis, which is essentially honey, I think. It's got something to do with honey. It's a new ingredient to me. It's something that's really popular in K-beauty right now. And like I said before, it's always going to be medical grade and K-beauty for you, girl. And I actually have 2 Propolis serums right now. One is from CosRx and this one is from Iunic, which is a brand that Purito, Iunic, CosRx, Time Revolution, never mind, I have a lot of favorite K-beauty brands. But this is up there. This brand in general, everything I've tried from them, I really like. This is too early to tell, I think, in terms of results. However, once I started adding this, I did notice a little bit of like what I think K-beauty is so great for, that's soothing to the skin. This is kind of boosted that up a little bit. It's kind of a thinner serum. It's almost watery, but not quite. Like it kind of fits in really well with the routine. It doesn't add a whole lot extra bulk to my skincare, and it's really hydrating also. So this is newer for me, but I am really enjoying it. I've heard great things about Iunic serums as a whole. If you have another one outside of this one that you really enjoy, please tell me down below because I'd love to test it out. So we've done cleansing, essence, toner, serum. Now we're on to moisturizers. I am one of those people who really doesn't like spend a lot of money on moisturizers. I don't really see the point, quite frankly. Hydrators and moisturizers are not the same thing. And your moisturizer, while it will make your skin appear more hydrated, it's not really going to hydrate the skin at the lower level the way like a serum, an essence, or a toner might be able to. And also it's really just kind of sealing it all in, you know what I mean? It's really that appearance of hydrated skin that you're going to get with a moisturizer. So not something I blow a lot of money on, quite frankly. My current favorite moisturizers. This is the Deep Sea Water Cream from Purito. This is not a fancy packaging. This is not a lots of frills type of branding situation we have here. It kind of looks like medicine, like literally an ointment you would get at the doctor for a burn. But it is amazing. I will always have this moisturizer. I've tried out so many more K-beauty moisturizers lately. My most recent favorite was the Dear Klairs Water Gel, which I will be repurchasing. But this is now a new favorite. It says it has 60% deep sea water. It's got a little bit of niacinamide. It's got hyaluronic acid. It has panthenol. It's essential oil free. It's just beautiful. Love it. They make a couple of other moisturizers that are in this funny like toothpaste looking tube, and I want to try them all. For nighttime in terms of moisturizers, lately I have been using the Sioris You Look So Young. I like this a lot. And again, as with the cleansing oil, it's just a simple, beautiful brand. This whole brand, like I said, they have something called the Time Is Running Out mist that I want so bad. But this just really locks everything in at night. It doesn't irritate the skin. And even on nights when I'm using something like Retin-A, which I probably should have mentioned before moisturizers, but we'll get there in a second, I definitely can tell that it kind of helps soothe my skin after that deep, intense kind of chemical exfoliation Retin-A situation I put myself through the night before. So I wake up with really soft, hydrated, glowy, plump, it's a great night cream. And again, not normally the biggest believer in that kind of stuff, but because I'm more oily, I'm gonna gravitate towards something that says night cream on it, simply for the added emollients that I can get away with at night versus the daytime. I'm gonna do retinol, then I'll do sunscreen, then I'll do devices. We're gonna get through this, I swear. So for my retinol, I have tried tons of retinols, and I've also been on Retin-A, tretinoin. My first experience with retinol, again, was Paula's Choice. Super solid choices in terms, no pun intended, in terms of Paula's Choice retinols. They're great. And then I've also, like I said, used tretinoin. Tretinoin is great, but it rips my skin up. Like the reactions I have had. And every time I talk about retinol, like I love you guys, don't get me wrong, but it kind of makes me laugh. because I'll be like, my retinol is destroying my skin. My tretinoid is destroying my skin. And you guys sure as heck are going to get in the comment section and be like, well, actually, here's how you use it. And like, listen to me, baby. Come in, bring it in. I know. Like, I know. But I was using 0.1, which I think is the highest you can get. And it's just no joke. It takes a long time for your skin to get acclimated to it. And it's just tough on the skin, really, really tough. I ran out of my prescription around the time that I picked these up and started really focusing on using just them. And I feel like I'm still getting the same benefits in terms of cell turnover, breakouts, which is ultimately what I've always used retinol for, although it is great for anti-aging. I highly recommend, if you're over the age of 25, get on retinol. I still feel like I'm getting the same benefits without the disadvantages that I was getting with tretinoin. We're just so bad on my skin. So for me, retinol is almost every night. But I have two different strengths. I have the Truth Treatments 1% and I have the Truth Treatments 5%. This 5% is no joke. This I use almost every other night, roughly every other night, depending on how my skin's doing. And then at least once a week, I try to use the 5%, although like I said, it's just large and in charge. So if you're not used to something this heavy, I wouldn't even look at this. Don't even be in the same room with it. You definitely want to start with your 1%. A retinol night for me is usually cleanse, essence, my osmosis serums, and a night cream. When I do a retinol night, I really just let the retinol do the talking. And my other nights I'm not using retinol, I might add some more serums in there. I might do a mask. I might do a little bit more because, you know, it's kind of like I'm focusing on that act of exfoliating the skin and then putting things into it in kind of a rotation, if you will. So many retinols out there, many. I recommend Paula's Choice and True Treatments personally, but there are plenty of them out there. I just recommend you get one. Sunscreening devices, and then we will get out of here. So sunscreen, I told you guys I'm very sensitive to sunscreen. I'm constantly testing them out, but as per my Sephora haul that I did a few weeks ago, I will link it down below. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It's just like the most popular one that was at Sephora. Everybody be talking about it, so I thought I'd pick it up. This one is interesting. It feels like a makeup primer, like full blown. It feels like a Smashbox, makeup primer, very silicone-y almost. So I think this is best for oily toned skins because it even kind of mattifies a tiny bit. And as far as breakouts are concerned, I haven't had any problems yet with this, which is very promising because almost all sunscreen breaks me out. You guys are constantly asking me why I don't talk about sunscreen very much, and that is why. I feel like when I talk about products that break me out, I don't want to discourage people from buying it just because I say it breaks me out, because that is absolutely not an indication that's going to do it to you. So I try not to talk about that, especially as it's pertained to sunscreen, because I don't want to discourage people from it. But yeah, I really like the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It works really well for me. Put it all over my neck, my chest, my face. So far, so good. So devices. There are two devices that I'm constantly using in my skincare routine, and that is LED and microcurrent. This is the new face. You guys have probably heard everyone talking about microcurrent. There's lots of different devices coming out for microcurrent as of late, but this is the OG, and I've been using it for over a year now. It's one of those things that when you first get it, you're supposed to be really diligent with it for a month to 6 weeks, and then you kind of go into a maintenance place with it, and that's where I am. Although every 6 months or so, I don't even know if this is recommended, but I'm doing it anyway, I'll go back into that intensive treatment cycle where it's like, I'm going to use this 5 days a week for 6 weeks, and then I'll go back into maintenance, and then another 6 months later, I'll pick it back up again. So I love microcurrent. I will link some of the information about benefits of it down below. But in terms of devices for like or gracefully aging or aging well or whatever terminology we're going to use for that, I really don't think anyone could get a microcurrent device, not see the benefits, and not enjoy it. It's such, like, we're all going to be walking around, all the millennials are going to be walking around looking 35 for the rest of their lives because of all these dope devices we have at our disposal now, and microcurrent is definitely one of them. And the other device that I constantly have in rotation is red light. This is the Omnilux Contour. I've talked about this before. I have had this now for 3 months, and I use it almost every day. I used to use the light stem. It's fine, but there is nothing better than a mask. It makes it so much easier to use and use it more frequently, and therefore you are going to see the benefits of it. Again, I will link videos where I talk about red light, other resources about red light down below, but since I have spoken about this and the microcurrent so much, I didn't see a point in going too far into it because I have a newer device that I kind of want to dedicate a little bit of time to. Remember how I keep telling you guys there is a product I have been using that has caused me to break out? This is what it is. This is the NUA, and this is the Lift Gel, the conductivity gel that comes with the NUA. Listen to me and listen to me really well right now. This thing is no joke. It is no joke. Don't even bother laughing because it's not a joke. You guys keep telling me lately, you guys will be like, you look so good. Thank you, first of all. You're looking really good these days. You're looking, like I keep getting comments about how I'm looking really spiffy these days. Could be a number of things. Could be that it's spring in my hair. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's this because I've been using this. I hit my 5-week treatment last week. I haven't completed it yet, and I'll get into it in a minute. But I have been using this thing consistently for weeks, and I can see a huge difference. For those of you guys who don't know, radio frequency is going to tighten the skin. You can get a radio frequency treatment done at like a med spa or a plastic surgeon's office. I think it's called Oil Therapy. It is super friggin' expensive. It's like per section of your face, you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000. I've been wanting that for a while because I'm not opposed to filler. In fact, I have some things I'm probably going to get filled later in the year, but I've really been trying my best to try other things before filler came into place, before I got to the filler point. So that's why all these devices are always in my rotation. Like the new face is lifting. This tightens and firms the skin. So if you're noticing that you're just like kind of losing some of that firmness, that tightness in your skin to include the appearance of wrinkles, this thing will do it. It will, you will notice such a difference. It's kind of amazing. I have a before picture, but I haven't taken my after yet because like I said, I'm still 1 week shy of completing it, but I had to take a break because, and I'm just giving you guys the word of the wise because I did not know this. This conductivity gel is rough, man. Some people, and I found out this is not just me because I couldn't figure out what was going on for a while. Some people do not have a problem with this, but I do. It breaks me out like nothing else. The only solution for me to not have this breakout is every time I use it, and you have to use it for 5 days a week for 5 weeks to see the results. Or don't skimp on your treatment because the results are incredible, but you have to do the work. Anyway, I have to make it a point to double cleanse my skin within an inch of its life every time I use this stuff because if I don't, I break out. And I was getting breakouts on my lips. I was getting them in my nose corners. Like I even have it right here. You can probably see it because I didn't get the gel off well enough. You have to get this gel off. This was gifted to me and I think it's a great product, but I have to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to know something like this and not share it with you so that if you do pick it up and you have this experience, you know what to do. If you have sensitive skin to breakouts, if you buy this, just make sure you cleanse your skin really well every single time you use it. Other than that, because there have been weeks where I was really diligent with cleaning my skin, but there's been a few times where I was like in a hurry or I immediately needed to put makeup on or something like that when I know I should have cleaned my skin better and I didn't, and I will pay the price. I just want you guys to know how well this thing works. Like I said, I was gifted this. I reached out to the company because I was so interested in it. They were kind enough to send it to me. I've had such a good experience. I'm thinking about doing a full-blown video about this. Let me know if you're interested. I have an affiliate code down below. Again, do not feel pressured to use any of these codes, but in terms of devices, I think my top 3 ever is the new face, red light, and this guy. Ooh, I love it so much. So anyway, this is the NUA. Just wanted to tell you guys what I've been complaining about. I've been saying it for weeks where I'm like, something is breaking me out. Something is breaking me out. And it's this. Again, I'm not the only one who had the issue with it. Just make sure you clean the absolute crap out of your skin. Anyway, sorry, this video was long. As always, thank you to the patrons. I'm gonna let them roll while I sum this up really quick. In terms of other things I do for my skin, I do normally get Botox, but I haven't got Botox since last September or October. I didn't want to have Botox in while I was going through this treatment because I know all therapy, which is definitely a lot more powerful than this, does dissolve filler. So I didn't know if it would do that with my Botox. Didn't want to get fresh Bobo and then just kill it with this. I don't know. There's no reason that I would think that would happen, but I was just worried about it. Plus, I really wanted to be able to see the differences with these devices. So I didn't want to put anything in my face that might lead me to think the device was doing it when it was medical help. Anyway, so yeah, sometimes I get Botox. I have no other filler in my face except for my lips. And I occasionally get facials, but it really hasn't been happening since 2020. So most of what I do, almost all of what I do is skincare and devices. That is just the way I'm riding with it. I'm not saying I will never do more invasive things, but right now I think this is working for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said before, everything is linked down below. And if you pick up anything, please let me know how it works out for you in the comment sections, DM me. I just want to know. I'm so curious about other people's experience with skincare. It just fascinates me. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Check the down bar for links on my social media platforms. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.